Happy New Year, everybody. We will call to order the Ford County Commissioners meeting for January 2nd, 2024. This will be meeting number 2024-01. And to start our meeting, we'll have a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. We have Pastor Jerry Nolte from the First United Methodist Church here to lead us in prayer.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, honored individuals of our Ford County. On behalf of the Ford County ministers, so appreciate you opening the doors to us. Let's pray. Almighty God, we seek your blessing on the tasks that are before us today on this second day of the new year. May the efforts of these commissioners and the great citizens of Ford County be led by clear insight, guidance, and wisdom that you would give us. Equip us, O Lord, with skills of discernment and judgment so that we may live responsibly into all that you've given to us in our great county. And above all else, O Lord, keep secure in ourselves those things that we know and have come to believe that are of your presence in our lives. All of this I ask upon this day, your name be praised. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have no consent agenda or claims for payment today, so we will start our meeting with an open public comment. We'll limit that to 5 minutes per individual and 15 minutes per topic, with final action to be deferred until the next county commission meeting, unless an emergency situation exists. Do you have anybody for open public comment? Yeah.
Come up.
Yeah,
All right.
please come up, introduce yourself there.
Justin Cloudis, Bloom, Kansas. You guys both know me. Ken, I don't think I know you, but nice to meet you. Come to you today. Well, first I'll address the good. You gotta have some good with some bad. I'd like to thank you for giving, I'm on the volunteer fire department in Bloom. I'd like to thank you for giving Chief Boyd the tools and the budget to keep us in good trucks and equipment. We appreciate that. It beats the heck out of the 1970s stuff that used to have down there. So thank you for that. I come to you today to discuss 118 Road between Saddle and the Bloom Rest Stop. Guys, I counted them on the way up here between X Road and Wrangler. There's 9 holes that are blowed out from holding water, and people hit them and blow them out even worse. They've attempted to fix some of them. They haul dirt down. I don't know why we're doing that rather than pull the shoulders and fill it in properly. Imagine it's a case of probably maybe not knowing what to do. I don't know. I'm a farmer. I'm not a road engineer, but I can fix a road pretty darn good. I'll admit I've been out to fix some of them holes myself because I'm tired of hitting them. But whoever's running the maintainers going along there and filling these holes, if he does try to fill them, fills them with sand, and they just blow right back out. And I've offered to come get administrators, take them for a ride to see this road. And I tried to do go up the ladder steps, not come to people's bosses, but I don't know, enough's enough. The road's pitiful. So can we get something done down there, please? besides putting Band-Aids on stuff. I mean, the amount of taxes paid up and down that road on both sides is mind-boggling. That ought to be paid as much traffic as up and down it. So, that's my comments. I appreciate you listening.
Okay.
I'm a reasonable guy to get along with, but I can only handle so long of, well, we'll get to it one of these days, you know? And I understand shorthanded. Honest to God, I think some of the problem is whoever's in charge says, here's the grader, get in it, go. No training. Again, I learned by probably getting on stuff and figuring it out, but these guys they're not figuring it out. And that's why I don't fault the operators 100%. So, I'm on the county insurance. I've offered to go run that grader up and down that road.
Well, we're not likely gonna have answers right here, right now.
No, I'm not expecting answers. I beg you to go drive down it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just gonna say, you're sitting next to the county engineer, and he literally is taking notes right now, so I know he's jotting down the road, and probably will drive
That's
it right
good.
after this, so.
Another one needs looked at, and I know it's a township deal, and the excuse is always, well, they don't have any money. Well, aren't we all in the same county, Fort County? Wilburn, 105 and 106 on Yucca is awful. We've got 2 irrigated circles on that road, and taking hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment up and down that road for corn harvest, but it's pitiful. It shouldn't be that way. I'm not naive enough to think that these country roads are supposed to be perfect all the time.
Sure.
I've lived in the country all the time for my whole life. We make do, but I mean, there's got to be a point. So, anyway, I appreciate your time, guys. That's all I've got. You got any questions for me?
I
know Troy Snook.
Troy Snook, I don't.
Well, he complains about the same thing. He complains, I'm his dad, and he calls me if I need to.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's got a main line for you. I've heard the name Troy, but I don't know him now.
He's already accused me of my, you know what, about that road. And I know exactly the road you're talking about.
Well, good. I'm glad you do. So,
Thanks for coming.
yeah, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Have a good meeting.
Hey,
Yeah, nice to meet
see if we can get taken care of.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, we have anybody else for open public comment? Hearing none, we will continue to move on. We have no unfinished business or legal counsel scheduled for today. That brings us to the county administrator's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item is the Ford County Engineer Report. And we have John Heidlots here with Kirk and Michael.
I was gonna laugh if you opened up with these roads as your top
Well,
items.
coincidentally, I drove 118 road today.
Yeah.
And there was a maintainer going southbound towards Blue Mountain, so maybe it'll be better
By the time he
today.
gets home.
And I can understand where he's talking about, I think it's finally known when that road gets wet, it's been moist again this fall, and a fair amount of traffic, and it just get beat up.
Yeah.
Takes pretty regular maintenance on it. And those spots where they get hollowed out, eventually they might have to bring some stabilizer material in there to try to address it on a more permanent basis. But for the time being, they are working on it and trying to keep it in decent shape.
You said you drove it today?
Yeah, I was on there just a few hours ago.
Familiar then with the
Yeah.
holes he's talking about?
Well, I didn't count 9 necessarily, but we saw a few spots that were walled out a little bit. Tanda and I were down there driving on it, and she was actually driving. I was riding shotgun, but I didn't check her speedometer, but it seemed like we were going along pretty good clip. We didn't have much issue with it.
Okay.
We were pulling the trailer
Sure.
But so noted, we'll keep an eye on it.
If I'm not mistaken, that's a road that we've had even irrigation overspray on the road, and that's rutted it up multiple times.
Probably true.
Not just south of town even. Right as you probably 4 miles. It seems like that one's always been oversprayed.
And I have to look at, I know the gentleman mentioned paving it possibly, to look at actual traffic numbers by council, and
Yeah.
obviously those counts are only taken on usually a 3 to 7 day period in some point in the year. It varies depending on seasons and things, but it's an average number. And obviously with the cost of paving being pretty astronomical these days, it would have to be pretty significant traffic to justify paving a new road in today's environment.
One other thing that we might keep in mind there is driving down it with a half-ton pickup is a whole lot different than driving down it with semi,
I'm sure that's
tractors, those kind of things. Those holes are a whole different animal when you're doing that, so. Trying to remember that, I guess, whenever we're
certainly so.
driving those roads and checking those kind of things, that those other kinds of vehicles are different.
That point well taken, absolutely. Well, to be honest with you, things are kind of slow right now for the engineering front. A lot of winter shutdown on a lot of projects. So like on our Highway 50 project west of town, the Helmer Cheese Plant roads, there's not been a whole lot of action going on here the last month. Probably won't be a whole lot until late January, maybe into February. Things maybe start to warm up a little bit. Sometimes February gets colder, so we'll see what happens. Not a lot of action there. On off-system Bridge 97, that was recently replaced. I just added in my notes here that I had followed up with the concern that had been expressed about the removal of a field entrance southeast of the bridge. Tried to call the person that made the inquiry a couple times and haven't gotten a response yet. They did drive down there and just maybe 50 feet or less from that entrance. There basically is zero ditch. It looks like, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but primarily it looked like they've been stashing some round bales straight east of where that entrance was. So, yeah, they can't drive probably straight in there, but they can drive just off the edge of the entrance. So I don't know how much of a concern it is. Again, I tried to call the person twice and haven't gotten any response back. So I'm gonna, I guess from my viewpoint, leave it as is for the time being.
Sheldon, after the meeting, can you let me know who that is, so that if I get a call from them,
Yeah,
I can
certainly.
relay to them that, hey, we've tried to get hold of them?
Yeah, I will do that. I'll stick around. Going down my list here, we've got one of the items on the agenda here just after me is the Pioneer Creek Wind Farm, assisting with reviewing and negotiating road use and maintenance agreement. Same with the Boot Hill Solar Farm. Those two projects sound like they're moving forward as far as the county's review and approval goes. The last item I was gonna touch upon there, southwest of Buckland, we had a request to consider installing stop signs at the intersection of 131 and Wildfire Road, that intersection. Ken and I went down there and visited that intersection as well. In general, it's a pretty wide open intersection. If you're coming from the south and driving north, there might be a little bit of a side obstruction trying to look mainly to the west, because the road does go down in elevation to the south. There generally appears to be pretty light traffic just when we were there. I did talk to the sheriff and asked if he was aware of any accident history there. He couldn't recall anything off the top of his head. We're gonna do an inquiry through communications, researching past accident history for the past 5 years and see what they come up with, what's been reported. And the sheriff was also gonna set up their traffic counter to determine which direction of travel is the predominant travel, north-south versus east and west. Personally, from an engineering standpoint, I don't see justification of a stop sign in that location. I'm afraid if you put something up there permanently, people tend to not obey it because there's just not going to be a lot of traffic there typically. But possibly a yield sign could be in consideration. Once we get some of these numbers, we'll look into that a little further. Just so you all know, my understanding was there was a report of some stop signs in that area that have been stolen. So the county went out and put up some stop signs and actually put 2 on that intersection, not realizing that there hadn't been stop signs there before. So there are stop signs there right now, but they've not been officially approved by the county. Depending what we decide here, they may get either taken down or replaced with yield signs. But we'll come back with some additional information here. So, to install either one of those devices, stop or yield signs, does require engineering by the MBTCD, I should say, requires some engineering evaluation and judgment, and then it also requires the county commissioner to approve a resolution to make them legal for enforcement.
Did they tell you which direction they wanted the stop signs to come from?
Not specifically, the information I got was consideration of a 4-way stop or stop signs on one of the direction of travel.
Gotcha.
I would definitely not recommend 4-way stop there. It's just not nearly enough traffic there for that.
Right.
I think with 6th and Comanche is a 4-way stop, it's a heavily traveled road.
Right.
That intersection doesn't even come close to that level of traffic. But maybe, like I said, maybe yield signs might be justified just to help warn people that you are coming to an intersection, be aware and look before passing through. My concern is in rural areas, if you put up stop signs and there's not somebody coming, they're just gonna blow right through them. It's not gonna have much meaning to them. That's my report for today. I can take any questions or directives.
Thanks, John.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next 2 items, number 2 and 3, are for Planning and Zoning Director Melissa Drake.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you all?
Good.
On the first one, this is for zoning case 2023-13. It's resolution number 2024-01. This is regarding Pioneer Creek Wind Farm. The Board of County Commissioners passed a resolution 2016-26 on November 21st, 2016, approving the conditional use and development plan for Pioneer Creek Wind Farm. Then on November 6th, 2017, the following year, the Board of County Commissioners passed a resolution 2017-20, granting an extension of time on the conditional use permit and the development plan. However, Pioneer Creek failed to commence construction, resulting in the voiding of the development plan. It's worth noting that neither the zoning board nor the Board of County Commissioners took any action to revoke the conditional use, which therefore remained in place. So on November 27th, 2023, the updated development plan was presented to the Ford County Zoning Board for review. After carefully assessing the requirements outlined in the Ford County zoning regulations, the zoning board, comprising of 3 out of their 5 members, voted in favor of recommending approval for the application of the updated development plan for the 2016 conditional use, with the following conditions. A, Pioneer Creek Wind Project LLC shall comply with all federal, state, and local laws and regulations. Construction and operation of the Pioneer Creek Wind Project shall be according to the approved development plan. The updated development plan for the 2016 conditional use permit shall comply with all current Ford County zoning regulations. If construction of the project has not begun within 1 year of the November 28, 2023, the developer shall have the assessment report issued by the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks on November 28, 2023, updated and shall satisfy all recommended special mitigation measures. And this is the end of my report.
Questions for Melissa, John?
second that.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners. Okay, so this is for zoning case 2023-14, resolution 2024-02 regarding the Pioneer Creek expansion area. Pioneer Creek Wind Farm is currently looking to expand their footprint and therefore applied for a conditional use and development plan on the concerned parcels. After consideration and analysis of the proposed development plan, I've outlined the following items. The total acreage for the entire project will be approximately 50,000 acres. This project is to have a nameplate generation capacity of up to 254 megawatts. The acreage for the 2023 expansion area is 12,150 acres. The total turbines will be, for the entire project is 90, and the expansion could have up to 45 turbines. The width of the rotating blades is 127 meters, which is 416 feet. The rotor blades setting up are 89 meters, which is 292 feet at the hub. And the turbine's highest point at tip of blade is 152.5 meters, which is 499 feet. And unauthorized persons will be restricted from having access to the turbines by locked doors on the tubular towers. The zoning board is confident that this expansion will not only benefit Pioneer Creek Wind Farm, but also contribute to the overall clean energy goals of our region. After thoroughly reviewing the Ford County zoning regulations and the Ford County Comprehensive Plan, I've identified 4 goals and 8 objectives that strongly support this development. It is worth noting that I did come across 1 goal and 1 objective that does not support this application, and that goal is to promote our historic heritage, and the objective is which focus on protecting unique natural features, including the vistas of the High Plains, from disruptive development. So on November 27th, 2023, the Ford County Zoning Board, comprising of 3 out of 5 members, voted in favor of recommending approval for the application of the conditional use and development plan for the expansion area for Pioneer Creek Wind Farm. However, it is important to highlight that this recommendation is subject to the following conditions. There shall be strict conformance to all performance standards set forth in the Ford County zoning regulations, Ford County Environmental Code, and Ford County Comprehensive Plan, as well as federal and state laws and regulations. Construction and operation of the Pioneer Creek Wind Farm shall be according to the approved development plan. Applicants shall submit a timeline and phases of construction. All turbines shall be GPS and assigned a 911 address. And if construction on the project has not begun within 1 year of November 28th, 2023, the developer shall have the assessment report issued by the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks on November 28, 2023, updated, and shall satisfy all recommended special mitigation measures. And this is the end of my report.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-02 as presented.
And I'll second it.
This is, heard something there that I don't believe I've heard before. Was that about the vistas of the High Plains?
That is in our comprehensive plan, and it's part of the goals and objectives, and that's one of the objectives. But I have to highlight that there was 4 goals and 6 objectives that it does follow through. You will have, with the comprehensive plan, you could have some that say to not approve it, and you can have some that say to approve it. I feel it's my duty to let you know of it all.
Okay, in the past, has that been something that was brought up? I mean, I don't recall, I'm saying when I don't recall hearing that before.
I don't recall specifically about that before, and Melissa has added that to her reports.
The
as
last-
to all conditional use permits that are requested to go through.
Yeah, I've been adding that for the last 3 or 4 reports, or 3 or 4 meetings.
Okay,
And Commissioner Hassett, you were the one that one time asked me about, does this follow the comprehensive plan? And you're the one that got me thinking, I need to let you know.
so it sounds to me like I need to review the comprehensive plan a little more. And, you know, that's on me to do that, but, yeah, that was something that I hadn't recalled hearing when we talked about this before, so. And we've had this argument before, we've had this brought up by folks before about
Yeah.
the view shed, and that's a concern to me, so. That's why I asked. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments? I'll call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 4 is for the resolution for the county appraiser, County Councilor Glenn Curbs.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Glenn.
I have before you resolution number 2024-03. This is a resolution to appoint Caroline Petty as the county appraiser for Ford County. In the resolution, it sets forth that this is a vacant position as a result of retirement by Patty Israel, who was appointed in 2021 to be county appraiser. Those appointments are for a 4-year period, and they're set by statute as to what that 4-year period consists of. So this will be an appointment that won't be for a 4-year period, but until June of 2025. And Ms. Petty's been in the county appraiser's office for a number of years and has worked closely with the former appraiser. And it's the recommendation that she be appointed to the full-time position. As I said, this will come up for review in 2025. It's important to note that by statute, you must give notice no later than April 30th of 2025 if there is not an intention to make that appointment. So, by April 1st of 2025, for what would be a July 1, 2025.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-03 as presented.
I second it.
With the motion and second, any further discussion? Carolyn, I'd just like to congratulate you, and I'd like to thank you for your service over all these years. And how many years have you been there now?
Well, 24.
24?
Yep.
Very good.
I do like how he congratulated you before we voted.
We didn't.
This is really good. Just to put you on pins and needles for a second. In 24 years, you gotta have a little shake up.
I sure hope we pass this vote now.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Carolyn.
Thank you.
The upcoming meetings, gentlemen, we have the annual symposium at Footing Academy. That will be January 5th through the 10th. That will be in Fort Worth. Assistant County Administrator Tim Department and Expo Director Brad Ross will be there for that academy. We have the second regular commission meeting. That'll be Tuesday, January 16th, here at the same time, the same place as regular. Monday is a holiday, so we'll have it on Tuesday. We have the Community Facility Advisory Board, the CFAB meeting. That will be January 17th, 6:30 at the Municipal Services Building, the Chaffin Building. And we have KLPG winter meeting. That'll be January 23rd. That'll be in Topeka, along with local government day with the Kansas League of Municipalities. Then we have County Day at the Capitol. That'll be February 8th in Topeka at the Rotunda, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is all I have for one last meeting. I almost forgot about. Chief Boyd is having a ribbon cutting and open house at Fire Station 1 this Saturday at 1. Ribbon cutting will be at 1:30. For now, that is all I have for the admin report.
All right. If there's nothing else to do to the order, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second
All those in favor?
Aye.
it. Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Happy